Welcome to the Chronic Health Collective. This isn't just a community, it's your fresh start. We gathered the best coaches and experts to help you reclaim your energy, heal from the inside out, and live with purpose. Whether you're longing for more energy, deeper healing in your relationships, or a life that feels more aligned and fulfilling, you're not alone anymore. Welcome and joining us today, we have an amazing guest.
So we are actually on a hot seat today.
Oh, so we're the guests, actually.
We're the guests.
Okay.
Leandra is here to, I guess, interview us.
Love it. I love it.
Yeah, because we get a lot of questions about how do you guys stay together. Something like that. Sometimes nice in a nice way, sometimes not.
Yeah.
So and I usually don't have an answer for them. So I guess Leandra, let's see if you can bring it
Yeah,
up.
this is gonna
Pull
be
the
great.
answers out of us.
I love it. I'm excited. So I usually, in my line of work as a life and dating coach, I usually ask people, the ones that are married, like, how did you meet? So I'll get to ask the questions because I'm always looking for a love story. And I'm looking for, how people met, what drew each other to them, all those things, because people need to hear love stories. And they need to be encouraged. So that's what I provide for my clients and for my community. I'm like, love abounds, and it's available for everyone. So that leads me to you guys. I have only known you as a couple, and it's been a delight to get to know y'all a little bit. And I'm still getting to know y'all. So this will be the actual real first time that I really get to know your story. So y'all told me for like half a second that y'all been together since high school. So my question is like, what, did y'all start dating in high school, or did y'all just meet in high school?
So let me start with this. I actually grew up in Hong Kong, and I moved to Canada when I was 16. Right. So as a teenager that doesn't really speak much English, I went to Vancouver, and I got sent to a school with, English speaking people. I was kind of lonely, and I was kind of stuck to myself a little bit. There are Chinese speaking students, and I'll hang out with them. But I'm mostly by myself for the last 2 years of high school. That's where actually I met him. Because he speaks Chinese.
Because he's Chinese. Okay. That's a very important element.
Simplifying this, Leandra. Like the Chinese people back in the day.
Okay, this is really
FOBs, right? FOBs, fresh off the boat.
Okay.
She was definitely one of those FOBs that most of our local guys, like I grew up in Vancouver, would try to stay away from. But she was really good friends with one of my best friends that, she's a local, but she would consider herself a FOB. But I was always intrigued, but, we didn't really actually meet until Valentine's Day of grade 12.
Oh,
right.
Okay.
Yeah. So both of us actually like different people during Valentine's Day. Okay. Like, you know how in high school you get to send a rose out, as a secret Valentine, and then you bring the little poem out and they'll read it in front of the class and they'll embarrass whoever's giving the rose out.
Yeah.
Well, I got jilted by the person I was giving a rose to. She got jilted by the person she gave the rose to.
Oh.
Right. And then one of her best friends wrote another rose and sent it to me through using her as a joke. Right.
Oh,
And
wow.
it was a really raunchy poem.
Yeah, I didn't know what that meant.
You sent, wait, you, okay.
My friend sent it in my name to him.
Oh my gosh. Okay. And it was a raunchy poem. Do you remember what
it
the
was
poem
like
said?
roses are red, violets are blue. No. It was roses are red. What is green?
I don't know.
It's roses are red. Something. Violets are blue. Something is green. I like your legs, especially in between, or something like that. It was so raunchy, right? It's like I got to figure out who wrote this damn thing, right? And
So
it was
even
really
though it
funny
said
because
it was from her.
all these. Pardon?
did it say it was from her, or you just didn't know who it was from?
No, it was anonymous.
Oh, okay. Okay. So you had,
Right.
yeah.
And this is where it got funny because the computer, it kept track of who sent all the poems in computer class.
Oh
So
my
because it
God.
logs who sent the poems, right? And so me and my best friend, we basically went into computer class, and then we were hacking to figure out who sent me this damn poem, right?
Whoa.
And that's when the stalking began.
Okay. And it showed she sent it or the friend
Yeah,
sent
it
it?
showed that she sent it because her friend used her name to send it.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
And she was always pretty, but like I said, she's an FOB, so I never really got, even though she was there for 2 years, I knew who she was, but I never spoke to her. But this, man, I
Whoa.
need to figure out who this girl is. So me and my best friend, we found who she is. We got her home address, and then we started stalking her. Like we were driving, I parked at the back of her house, and we're just sort of looking there. Like, wow, I think that's Minna. And
You were stuck in the wrong house.
Oh my gosh. This is hilarious.
so, how did we get started going out? Like, did you ask me or I asked you to go on the first date?
I'm pretty sure I didn't ask you.
So how did you actually, when did you first talk to her? Like, let's not even get to the date. When did you actually first talk to her? If you've been stalking the wrong house or her
Yes,
house?
so I've been
Like,
stalking the wrong house for the longest time because, like, I knew the front of the house what it looked like, but you know, we can't park in front of the house, right? You know, that would be a stalker move, right? So we park in the alley, looking into the backyard, right? So, and in the alley, you can't tell because her neighbor's house looks very similar in architecture, and apparently we were parking in the back of the wrong house all this time, looking for her, which is staring at her neighbor's house. So I finally had the courage to ask her out for a date, you know, because we started, you know, just hanging out after school and stuff like that. And then, you know, tell her about how smart you are in science and math and how you got me in trouble.
I would say I'm smarter. I just, because I came from Hong Kong, we're more advanced, right?
oh,
So
okay.
this material that they taught in grade 11 and 12, I probably did that like a couple of years ago in Hong Kong. So to me, that's a refresher. So I'm like super smart to them because I get 110% of everything on the math, on, you know, geometry and stuff.
Right. So in grade 12, they have like the free blocks where you can just hang out. But a lot of times, because her marks are so good, she can just sort of roam around class because she's, you know, she's acing the test, and the teachers love her. They don't care. She's knocking on the door in my geometry class, and it's, oh, so I say, hey, I need to go to the bathroom, right? You know. So we're going outside, and then, you know, we're just what's the best way? We were together in the hallway, okay, like snuggled up, right? And I guess we're out there for a long time. So the teacher comes out. His name was Mr. Carter. He comes out, and you would think we're smarter to be further away from the door. We're like literally outside the freaking door. He says, you know, I was going by a Chinese name by then. It's like, Chun and Minna, what the hell are you doing here? And I say, oh, freaking hell, I thought I was in trouble, right?
Yeah.
And then he looks at her, oh, hi, Minna. You know, it's like, how things going? He's like, she's their top student. He says, Chun, get back in class and don't do this again, right? You know, like, I think he gets trouble because she was like the top student, right? It was.
Oh my gosh, that is hilarious. So my question is, for, you know, this is when y'all were together. So Minna, why, when he asked you out, why did you say yes?
One, because I don't know how to say no, and two, because I'm very curious what boys are because I grew up in a girls' school.
Oh, okay.
So boys to me is new.
Okay. We get the honest truth. So a little bit of curiosity, and didn't know how to say no. That tends to happen. Okay, yeah. So then what? So that was your senior year. What happened after your senior year? Did y'all stay in Vancouver together?
Well, senior year is when you had your accident.
Correct.
So that was like a traumatic event that kind of actually brought us together closer.
Okay.
Yeah, because like I said, she doesn't let off how smart she is. Like she's very smart, and you know, in high school you're taking all these exams to figure out which university you be going to and stuff like that. I'm not a dumb kid, but I'm not a smart kid. So I got into like the provincial school, which is good, right? Like UBC, you know, we're in British Columbia in Canada, right? But she got accepted into McGill in Montreal and in Toronto and all this, and you know, it's sort of like understood because we started going out, you know, February 12th. You know, I actually have that date of graduating year, and in those 4 months, it was sort of understood after school's over, after summer, she's going to be going to Toronto and McGill because that's a better school, right?
That's the other side of the country, right?
That's literally the other side of the country, like on the East Coast.
Yeah.
And literally, it was probably 3 weeks to a month before graduation that I got into a really bad car accident. Right, like I was actually going to her house, by the way.
Oh, wow.
Not blaming her, but I was going to her house, right? And I got T-boned by a truck going through a traffic light, and you know, even to this day, I'm sort of leery what really happened because I actually lost the insurance case because what I remembered does not coincide with what their investigation and the guy that hit me said. So I lost the insurance case. So it's one of the situations I should have been, you know, taken care of for life, but all they basically taken care of was just my hospital visit and stuff like that.
Wow.
But, you know, it basically, you know, fractured, you know, my you know, a bunch of bones on my body, some internal injuries. I cut up my you know, part of my ear off. My head was all scarred. And this is right before graduation, right? And so it was a situation, you know, that was really a test of our relationship because like it was sort of understood that she was leaving.
Yeah.
Right. And I know Minna got a lot of grief. Like to this day, you know, I don't think she told me all the grief she got from my family because my, you know, my brother was freaking yelling at her. It's all your freaking fault, Andy. You know, John nearly died because and my mom was getting on her case. And now you're going to leave across the country.
Because they wanted you to go to McGill. Because they wanted you to go to McGill? Is that
No,
why?
they wanted her to stay because they're saying now you're going to leave them after you broke them type of deal.
Oh, okay.
It was a total shit show, you know.
Wow. Right. So when that happened, Minna, how did you feel? Like, was that like, did that seal the way you felt about him when he got into that accident?
So during the time, you feel like, I don't think it was guilt, but I do feel like I need to stay with him. So I actually stayed and I went to UBC with him.
Wow. So then y'all went to college together?
Yeah. And my parents are happy about it because now it's local, it's cheaper.
Yeah, I know, but Jess, what a dramatic change in circumstances. Yeah,
it definitely was. And you know, in retrospect, going to college together was probably not a good idea.
Oh, wait, why do you say that? That's kind of major.
Well, I think a lot of people think, well, if you go to college together, you spend a lot of time together, which is true. We spent a lot of time. It's like right after that accident, it was like puppy love on steroids.
Yeah.
Right.
I can imagine.
You know what I'm saying? Because you know, like I fractured my collarbone, so like one of my arms aren't really working well. Like, you know, and you know, we drove stick, so we got so in sync, you know, like a manual transmission car.
Yeah.
Right. I could be driving the hand like this, and I'll shift the clutch, and she will actually shift the gears, even though she's in the passenger seat. So we can drive a car around with two people, synced as one, right? So you know, everything just sort of meshed. It was really cool, but you know. Did you remember I told her she was really, really smart? Mm-hmm. So when she went into college, she's doing math and science. It was easy to her, right? I was one of those kids that cram for exams and always pass. Well, I find the hard way you can't do that in college. Right?
It's a rude awakening.
It was a rude awakening. And then also in college, because you pay for it, they don't give a crap if you go to class or not, right? At least in high school, if you don't go to class, they come after you, right? Yeah. But in university, if you don't show up, we got your money. We don't care, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, college was fun for the first year. I don't really remember going to school. I was at university. I was with Minna all the time. I was at her classes, not so much as mine. So first year was rough. I probably failed half my courses. And then second year, it got to the point that maybe college is not for me, and I just dropped out of college, right? Because it was just too much work, and we'll get into that after the break. But yeah, her parents were not happy when I dropped out of college. Just put it that way.
I can only imagine what that was like. What did Minna think? I want to know what she thinks and what you thought when we get back.
We'll pick that up after the break.
Yeah, sounds good.
Everything we're made of contains light. From the sun that feeds our world to the energy that flows within us. With LifeWave X39, we've found a way to put that light to work. With X39, we achieved something remarkable in the field of wellness and science that others could not. By utilizing LifeWave's unique patented technology, X39 uses light to elevate GHK-Cu, a copper peptide known to support overall health and wellness. Unlike traditional light therapy, X39 uses the body's own infrared light to naturally increase vitality. By gently stimulating the skin with light, our non-invasive, non-transdermal X39 patches help you conquer your active lifestyle and pave a new way to vibrant health. Becoming a powerhouse is easier than you think. It all starts with your body and a little help from light. Place one LifeWave X39 patch on the body. Apply the patch to clean, dry skin in the morning. Patches may be worn for up to 12 hours before discarding. Keep well hydrated while using this product. Harness your natural potential. Reclaim youthful energy. Live long, live well, live young with LifeWave X39. Be the light. LifeWave.
When you look in the mirror, do you see skin that's just dry, tired, and stressed? It's time for a new ritual. Introducing Deep Love, the blue botanical face cream by Coolness. We've captured their tranquil essence of blue botanicals in a cloud-soft formula that deeply soothes irritation and restores your natural, healthy glow. This isn't just skincare, it's an act of self-care. It's Deep Love. Find your calm only at coolness.com. Scan the QR code now to visit our website.
Imagine a life where every day is fueled by energy, vitality, and purpose. Where age is just a number and your best years are always ahead. Hi, I'm Andy Nam, certified functional nutrition longevity coach, best-selling author, and international speaker. After reversing my own chronic health struggles, I'm now on a mission to help you live longer, stronger, and of course to look younger. I combine biohacking, cutting-edge nutrition, and stem cell technology to unlock your body's full potential. So no matter where your starting point is, I'm going to guide you toward a chronically healthy life. Ready to reverse aging and take control of your future? Connect with me today. Your journey to longevity starts here.
Okay. So that we left off, Andy, that you had dropped out of college. Is this after your first year?
I made it past the first year. It was after my second year.
It was after your second year. Okay.
And after my second year.
We heard some grief from Minna's parents, but Minna, what did you think of this development?
Well, the grief from the parents is hard to take at that time, just because I'm still kind of depending on them. Mm-hmm. So they keep asking me, like, is he the right one? He does that a lot. On the other hand, I'm also not used to people dropping out of school because most of my friends are in school, right? So yeah, to me, he's different, and it takes some getting used to learn to deal with, like, I guess, a new lifestyle. Yeah, the no studying kind of lifestyle.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So how did y'all stay together during that time? Because then you're going to school all the time. You're now doing, I don't know, Andy, what did you end up doing after you dropped out? Because you couldn't go to
I
her
went
classes
through a
anymore.
soul searching phase. Let's put it that way. And to be fair, I dropped out of school when I got an F with 5 minuses on it on an English essay. Like I
Okay.
don't even know that is possible. An F with 5 minuses after it, and
Yeah.
the English teacher actually like sent to talk to me and said, what were you thinking writing this article, right? Like this essay. And to be fair, my English sucks to this day. It's still not that good, right? I can speak it okay, but I was never a good writer. Thanks for AI now. But one of my friends actually wrote that essay, and she thought she was a good writer. And of course, I use my name and everything. And my excuse, I had this really bad car accident, and I pulled the sickness card. And to be fair, I was in a lot
Yeah.
of pain, right?
Fair. Yeah.
And he's, well, maybe you should take some time off, because school might be too hard for you. And I just said, okay. I took that as a sign, like my easy way out. I never told my parents that, of course. So from there, I was like working several jobs, or soul searching. But it was also the same thing as like going through school. Like I'm always an entrepreneur. I like to be my own business guy, and everything I was learning, it didn't sort of fit in what I was expecting to learn in school, if that makes sense, right? And I was a flower delivery driver. I worked at Chevron. For another story, I can tell you about the ghost stories I had at Chevron. I ended up being a real estate agent for a little while, and that wasn't my passion. So early on, at 21, I figured I really had to find something I was passionate about, right? And that's when we started our first business venture together.
Oh, wow. And what was that?
Yeah. So it is a automotive parts thing, which we did out of his bedroom. So his bedroom has exhaust and suspension hanging on his wall.
In my bedroom wall, I have if you imagine, shocks and, mufflers and brakes, they were hanging in my bedroom wall. So when I tell people, yeah, come into my showroom and walk into my mom's townhouse, hanging in my wall. I was like working on cars in the garage, that was slanted in the townhome and nearly got killed many times because the jacks nearly fell down. But I was happy, because I always loved cars, and I was, my passion was to make them faster. So that's what the business was.
Now you're back. What makes sense to me. No idea. Go on.
So, it got to the point that it was getting a little dangerous. So we decided to open a shop, and that's when I was tapping into her savings to open our first shop. So, early on, we can say at 21, we were business owners together for our first business.
That's incredible. And y'all were not married yet?
No.
No, I just graduated.
And she just graduated. So yeah.
Wow. So I love that y'all owned y'all's first business before. I've not usually heard that before. So that's unique. That's unique to you guys. And so what, if you were tapping into her savings, you must have believed in the business, Minna. I
think I believe in him making it work. And I know that he works hard. Right? I know that he's passionate about cars, so I think it would work. And also because I just graduated and don't have a job, so that seems like a way out.
Okay.
So it's twofold, but I think things eventually worked out, but it was really hard work.
Oh, I can imagine. Well, I mean, I think owning your own business is hard work. They definitely don't teach that in school, like in college.
No, not at all.
You were correct about that. Yeah. So, yeah, the entrepreneur spirit, at least you knew it early. So when did y'all decide? When did y'all get married then? Like how did the business and marriage become part of y'all's story?
We got married in 99. And that's because we bought a house. And the parents want us to get married.
And we bought a house in 98, just so you know.
These parents, this business. So yeah, so tell me a little. So how many years so y'all were 21, graduated, so was the house later, like a few years later?
Yeah, the house is later. We went through a few iterations of the shop that we moved to a bigger shop. So the house is actually close to the shop, which is better for us because the commute is getting kind of long.
Correct.
Yeah.
So the house is close to the shop, and then because we bought the house, parents are making us get married, so we did.
Okay, so your parents were telling you you'll need to get married. What did y'all think about marriage before this?
I don't care for it. I don't
Okay.
feel like it's too much for me. And because we decided long ago that we don't want kids. So
Okay.
to me, it doesn't really make any difference whether we get married or not. It's not going to affect the kids because of the last name or whatever, right?
Okay, very good. And Andy, what did you think about marriage prior?
Oh my God.
Yeah, what
You
did
know, marriage was nuts because, Minna's family is comfortable. I wouldn't say their family was rich, but compared to my family, they were rich. Okay. But, I grew up, my dad's a meat cutter at Chinatown and one income family.
Yeah.
Right. So when it came to marriage, of course, my parents are very traditional. Her parents are very modern. Right.
Mhm.
And luckily in Canada, the woman's family pays for the marriage. Right. At least.
Oh, really?
Winter, right. So of course, my parents would say, "Oh yeah, well, Minna's family's going to pay for marriage. I want this, I want this, I want this," and then like me and Minna saying, "No, you're not getting any of that shit. Like unless you're paying for it, right?" They want like the traditional Chinese banquet, and my dad wanted like 10, 20 tables because he knew everyone in Chinatown, and we ended up getting married in a hotel, eating English buffet. My parents were not happy. This is
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh. But did the idea of marriage, what did you how did it land when Minna's parents were like, "Hey, you guys need to get married"? How did you have any thoughts about it?
Well, I always envisioned getting married to Minna, right? But we were always joking about just going to Vegas and just eloping and getting it done. Because to us, it was a piece of paper, right? Because it's not going to change the way we feel about each other.
Yeah.
And we knew that we are going to be out so much money from this darn marriage that I'd rather keep that in our pocket.
Yeah.
So, yeah, to us, if we had kids or whatever, I would tell them all over again. If you want to marry, it's on your own money. Don't depend on your parents, right? You decide how big it is, because at the end of the day, to us, it's like all that money. I would have liked it to give it to us toward a down payment or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
As opposed to spending it all on a stupid banquet where everyone gets drunk and we don't even remember what was going on anyway.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, I was thinking more not necessarily the wedding or the ceremony, but just the idea of being someone's husband. So you had always envisioned being her husband.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like as soon as we met, she did.
Okay.
As soon as we met. Right?
So, did you know that, Minna?
Well, there was never anyone else in our lives, so I think eventually he's the one.
She had no choice. But
by default, you win. Oh man! So when y'all finally did get married, did y'all? And maybe this is something I always like to ask couples: is did y'all have a vision for your marriage? And sometimes we don't ask that question when we first get married. Maybe it's something y'all have had recently where what is it that you wanted to create by being married? Not necessarily kids, right? We always think about kids, but something other than that for you guys.
So I do have a hidden agenda for getting married. And he didn't know that at the time.
Okay.
And then for me to actually get out of Canada and move to the States. And for me to do that, I kind of have to marry him to take him with me.
Oh,
So
okay.
I had to take him with me.
And of course, I didn't find that out.
Until when? Many years later?
No, until literally when we got married in 99 of June.
Okay.
Right. And for the longest time, Minna was sort of hinting, hey, you know, she had a job. She got an MBA, by the way. Like,
Nice.
right. So like I said, she's a smart girl. But in Vancouver, she was definitely not getting paid for what she and it's harder probably now. Right.
Yeah.
But we always knew that she wasn't getting what she deserved for what, you know, for her job. So, you know, during that time, we knew that her brother-in-law said, hey, come down to San Francisco. We can get you a job. And she was sort of talking in the background, and I didn't know too much about it, but we talked a little bit. Oh, yeah, San Francisco's great. And in my mind, like he said, years, right? Yeah, let's work on it. Like my business was finally expanding a little bit. And finally, I was getting respect from her dad that I finally have this big ass business, right? So I was like, I'm not making money. Like like everyone looked at me. We're great at big business. I'm paying the bills, but I'm not making money, right? But no one knows that next to us, right?
Yeah.
But anyways, you know, we got married in June of 99, and you know, we're talking about this. And then November of 99 comes, and Minna says, well, we're going to San Francisco for the new year, right? Like in 2000. And I was thinking, sure we are.
I'm loving Minna's face over here, by the way. Like, flutter those beautiful eyes.
Right? Communication. Right. So being the planner, you know, tell her what you did from November to January.
I just moved. I just, you know, packed up and moved. It's because my sister's in San Francisco, as I went to stay with her.
So you just moved?
She just moved.
We just moved.
No, she just moved, not we.
Yeah. So, yeah. And did that impact your marriage at all?
It came to the point that it sped out me getting rid of my business and moving with her, right? Mm-hmm. And during the time, you know, I think for everything that happens in our lives, there are signs, right? During that same year, 99, my business partner got shot. You know, I can talk about this now because it's so long now. So hopefully they're not listening to this. But let's just say my business partner
is an other shady business.
Yeah, he had some other shady businesses, and he got shot in the internet cafe, right? Like at midnight.
Yeah.
Right. But of course, he's never at the shop. I'm at the shop. Right. And I'm always at the shop at 7 a.m. So for months, I was afraid of drive-by shooting. You know, I was just scared for my life.
Yeah, right? That's a very traumatic event.
Yeah. So when she left, I was thinking, this is a sign to get out of Dodge. Right. Yeah. You know, so, you know, I basically gave my shares to, you know, the partner, and then I sold a little bit to like an outside investor, which basically just took care of expenses. Like, you know, I didn't walk away with any money. Some people thought we walked away with money. I didn't walk away with any money.
Yeah.
Right. And I moved down there. Right. But what Minna didn't tell me is she went down there to work legally. I couldn't work legally. I was there as her husband.
Oh, okay.
So all of a sudden, for working for myself for X amount of years, and then all of a sudden not being allowed to work, and then going back to school again. She's, oh yeah, .com, just learn Microsoft and everything. So I went back to school to learn all that stuff.
Wow. How fortuitous. That's amazing. Oh my gosh. So, wow. So that's a big change in your relationship. So you'll have to tell us at our next break, like how that's been and how your vision changed for your marriage now in the United States.
Exactly. Yeah. Right. But yeah, we're telling you as how our story progresses. But yeah, it gets more interesting for sure.
Yeah, that's pretty dramatic. Y'all started off with literally a bang. So, oh Oh, this has been amazing. And watching Minna's
so-
face as you share.
Perfect. We'll be right back and we'll share you more of our craziness.
Okay. Hi, I am Leandra Frey. I am a life and dating coach. I help women that have gone through a divorce, widowhood, or if it's been a long time since they've been in a relationship, I help them get back on their feet, gain courage and confidence to get back into the dating world and find the love of their lives in 6 months or less. The reason I do this is having been divorced myself, I have been out in the world, the dating world, what I would call the gauntlet. And it can be hard when you've come off a divorce or you've come off a long time breakup and you find yourself starting and stopping, starting and stopping. And sometimes you stop and many years can go by. And so what I'm here to do and help you is to help you along the way so that you don't give up on yourself and that we learn to create resilience in your dating so that you can keep going and not waste 5, 7, 12 years of your life thinking there's no one out there for you. There are many people out there for you. There is someone looking for you today. So that is why I do what I do, because I love bringing people together because we are all created for love and connection.
Why do 98% of beauty enthusiasts rave about coolness? It's all in the blend of ancient wisdom and modern science. Introducing Coolness, Pearlescent Face and Eye Serum Cream. This powerhouse combines the antioxidative power of schisandra berries, the glow of pearl powder, and the hydrating wonders of dragon's blood extract. It's like a time machine for your skin, making it radiant, firm, and oh so smooth. Inspired by ancient Chinese traditions and backed by modern nutritional science, this serum cream is perfect for dry, mature, and aging skin. It's time to unlock your inner glow with Coolness. Treat your skin to the best of both worlds today.
Welcome back to Chronic Love Collective. So, Leandra, how are you liking our love story so far?
I love this story. I want to make a movie. My goodness. It's very, it's a lot. It's got intrigue and mystery and cultural and generational. We got coming over to the United States and hoodwinking your husband. No, I'm just kidding. So how
That
did y'all?
was literally what it was.
So how did the transition go? Being in San Francisco now, deciding to go back to school. You, Minna, you working? I mean, that's like a big. I mean, how did y'all survive that? Because you not working, leaving your country, like leaving, British Columbia, giving up your business, your partner getting shot. Like how? I mean, that's a huge transition for a marriage. How did y'all make it through that?
I mean, I have work, but I think he went through a phase of PS3 and other stuff before he figured out that, PS3 studying, and eventually he found another partner for a new business. And that took about 6 years.
Yeah, it was like 6 years, but that first year was rough because we went down during .com when everything was, right?
Yeah.
And I finally got, I got my certification. I was going to, find a good paying job, repairing computers, setting up Windows for a thing. And then the .com crashed, right?
Yeah, that's huge.
So all of a sudden it's like, there was this phase that she's bringing money, and I'm depressed. I'm just at home playing PlayStation. I finish every single game, you know, and it got to the point is like, you know, I was sort of glad her parents weren't down there, you know, but it got to the point, what the freak am I going to do, you know? And like you said, it took a few years until, you know, I was finally legal, because like once she got her green card, I was legal to work. And then, you know, I was making connections over the years, and then I got back and started a secondary automotive business. And this was a little bit bigger and more worldwide, that, you know, encompassed around the world. And that went well for a few years, which was really nice because it was bringing in some money, because she was doing all this work. And it got to the point that my business brought so much money, we were able to get you off, take a year off. Like I said, wow, we're rich, right? You can take off your work. And that was stupid, you know, in retrospect. She changed that. You know, what do you think about that?
Well, it's kind of nice to take a year off.
Yeah.
But because I don't know what to do with it, it wasn't as productive as I wanted it to be. So in retrospect, I probably should have kept my job.
Oh. Did y'all travel during that year off, or?
No, because he's still working.
Yeah, I'm still working, so we didn't travel a lot, right? But I was, you know, in my mind, I retired, right? In my mind, because the business was doing so well.
Yeah.
And then the second crash happened, right? Yeah. Because there was a second crash in 2008.
Yeah, 2008.
And my business, it's automotive, which is like money that people spend when they have a lot of money. But when you don't have money, you're not going to spend it. Yeah. And that really sort of changed our vision for the next few years. So she had to go back to work, obviously. Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, there were definitely some ups and downs, you know, some ups and downs. You know, like as you know, coming together, it was always sort of the way I brought up. I had to take care of the family. You know, I had my vision when I retired. I was so happy, right? You know, I was making enough that we actually bought her a Lotus, and like I promised her a Lotus back in high school, and we actually bought her.
That's incredible.
Right? Yeah, but you know, over these years, my health was getting worse and worse from my car accident, you know, from all the pain and medications I was doing.
Yeah.
You know, both me and Minna, we hid it from our family, we hid it from our friends, you know, like we don't talk about it. We talk about it, but, you know, our friends didn't know about it. Yeah. Right. And, you know, it definitely took a toll on us. Like, you know, my business was going downhill. She had to work more. And then we had a couple of businesses that we spun off and tried to help others, which did not work well.
Well, there are some investment business that didn't work for us at all. Mm-hmm. So, you know, we lost a lot of money for those. Yeah. So I ended up going back to work. Mm-hmm. And he figured he needs to get out of the automotive industry and finally get to do something that he really wants to do. And that's actually health.
Yeah. So that's how you transitioned. This was after the 2008 then.
Yeah. So but it took a long time. Like, you know, it got to the point where I was in so much pain that I was just asking my doctors and specialists, like, shit, when is this going to get better? And when all my medical specialists and everything, well, Andy, you're doing pretty good. Like, it can only get worse. And, you know, that was like my 40th birthday, you know, 40, 41. And that's when I started looking at, there's got to be more, right? Yeah. You know, because, you know, I married my high school sweetheart. I envisioned Ronnie 40. There's so much more I wanted to do with her, right? But, you know, my health is so bad, we had to sell the Lotus because I couldn't get in and out of it anymore.
Oh.
Right. So to me, that was a really turning point of like, shit, something needs to change.
Yeah.
And that's when I said, look, I'm just going to have to figure it out. And that's when I sort of gave up on modern medicine. And I'm not telling people don't go see doctors or anything anymore. But it just got to a point that was where I started on my own journey to heal myself, you know, and that was like 12 years ago. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. That started with good quality vitamins.
Yeah.
Which actually worked because he's tried so many other types that didn't work. So now that he finds something that worked and that's alternative, he figured there's something else that can help him more. So he started going down that path, and he's actually much better now at 55 than he was when he was 40.
Yeah, you know, it's crazy, and and it got to the point that we sort of got a new leash on life. Like the relationship has its up and down. We never really argue. Like I don't know. What are your perspective? Like, how much did we actually argue?
We don't argue a lot. There's not a whole lot of arguments between us, because I feel like most arguments come from either kids or money, and we don't argue about either of those things. So there's not a whole lot to argue about. He understands that how I feel about his parents. He knows I know how he feels about my parents. So we already know what's expected. We kind of just have to work around it. So there's not a whole lot of arguments to happen.
Yeah, no, that's incredible. So when you healed yourself, how did the vision for your marriage change?
It changed dramatically, because I think it was like when we're 43 and on, in the last 12 years, we traveled probably more than all like all 25 years we've been together. Because before, when we traveled, like I couldn't really sit or stand for more than 20 minutes at a time anywhere. When we eat, I had ideas. It was just uncomfortable, so we couldn't really eat. And we're foodies; we love to eat, right?
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, to have that leash, being unleashed to travel again and start seeing things and enjoying stuff, and enjoying the relationship. Let's just leave it at that. Enjoying the relationship, okay? Without getting outside of PG.
I love it.
It was great. To me, it was great. I don't know what her views was, but for me, I felt like a teenager. Again. Right. And it just got to, like, in these last few years, it just got to, what can we do to bring some of this joy to others, right? And that's sort of where we when we moved to Texas, that's another story, but when we moved to Texas, there's got to be a way that we can touch more people's lives, right? That's when we changed our vision to start the Chronically Healthy Life show, and then start looking for other coaches to help us uplift people in areas that we're not specialists in, that we think is important. Because it's like, I think we lucked out in a relationship, right? Like, everyone says, did you find your soulmate? I think I have. I don't know if she agrees. Maybe you should ask her when I'm not around.
Everyone just watch her face through this interview. That's how she answers. I love it. Oh my gosh. So was that the decision? I mean, it changed another trajectory, you healing yourself, changing the marriage, because that's when y'all started working again, back together. Again, it sounded like, and to create the other, not the collective, but the other show that you do. Yes. How long has that been in effect, or when y'all created that, the Chronically Health?
We created the Chronically Healthy Life after we moved to Texas.
Okay.
So this move, we actually communicate a little better.
Yes.
I was wondering about that.
We planned this one better, that we moved together, and he agrees to move before we actually move. So this move is smoother, and we know that we have a common goal, that we need to get out and to a place that is more open, that fits our personality better. Mm-hmm. And so, now that we're in Texas, we feel like we can openly talk about views a little better.
Yeah.
And that's why we created the Chronically Healthy Life show.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I love that, the evolution of your marriage. Having conversations before you move across the world or the country. Are we on track for the vision? But also allowing, I think the big thing is where people get stuck in their marriages is sometimes we go down for the count. Right. Mm-hmm. So, Andy, you were going through a transition. I also remember my dad going through a down point in their marriage, usually 3 to 6 years. It's about right. Mm-hmm. But just allowing for that space for when someone is down due to health or job or whatever, right. Just letting someone be and not making it mean anything about the marriage. Someone is down, we mm-hmm. get down for whatever reasons. And your marriage is a reflection of the ups and downs and what it looks like. And, sometimes I hear forgiveness also. when it's like, hey, I moved without telling you. Well, not without telling you, but yeah, that's part of the walk. That's part of the journey. And then when y'all got into the same vision for like, this is what we want for others to enjoy, because y'all got literally a new lease on life and a new lease on your marriage. That's incredible.
Yeah, it's just interesting because during COVID, we're people watchers. Like you know, we're not relationship coaches, but like we like watching people. and you know how you can just see certain relationships, they are really good on the surface, but something's going on in the back end. And of course, like during COVID, a lot of shelter in place, and Minna was saying, look, I think these family going to get closer because they're forced to be together, and these are going to realize they're done. You know what I'm saying? Right. And for us, it just drove us closer. Now, of course, we both work from home. And it's like, I think most people, when they say you see too much of each other, that's always a bad thing. I'm sure she wants more of her personal time. So she's happy when I go visit my parents. Right? But I think that's where vision really comes into play. Like, me and Minna, a lot of times we may not agree on everything, but we do agree on a life vision, like, where we want to be 10, 20, 30 years from now and how we're going to get there. And that's something that we do talk about. We can probably do better, but I think that's sort of important because for a lot of couples, they don't think they need that conversation till later, but the sooner you do it, I think the better it is,
Yeah. Well, and it's even good to have for newlyweds. I mean, I know you got married. No, not when you were young. Y'all were already grown. But the fact that y'all started love. But a lot of people don't have that talk. Like we think, oh, we're just going to create a family, but marriage is bigger than that. Because we don't have kids either, and so it's there's so much more available to do. And so, but a lot of people, and it's checking in yearly. It would be nice to do it yearly, and it's okay if it's every few years. But y'all take trips. I noticed y'all were just in Mexico earlier, so maybe y'all had some of those intentional conversations.
For sure, and that's usually when we do it on these trips, type of deal, just to check in and relax too, because now you have situations where you're not thinking about work and family and friends, where we can just sort of relax back and say, hey, where we're going to be moving forward, type of deal, and we'll talk about it, and then it'll be off the table, and then we'll worry about when we get home.
yeah. Sometimes you just need to like disconnect from the day-to-day entrepreneurship of what you all are both creating, because y'all have created something really amazing. Chronic Health Collective, you're chronically healthy, your longevity in both areas with the coolness, all the coaching. I love your videos, Andy, when you show, and now knowing more of your story, I'm like, those workout videos are incredible. Those are incredible, but I didn't know your backstory. So
I was looking at your workout video. Now I know I'm not going to mess with you. Like, you think, oh, I'm a CrossFit trainer. I think I'm a CrossFit trainer. You're never going to see me heaving.
I forgot about that. I'm a diehard CrossFitter, so.
I love it. I love it. But we just really want to share a vision, and thank you for helping dive in a little bit for our backstory, because a lot of people just think, oh well, they always had things figured out. We didn't. We figured it out along the way.
Yeah, I love this, and just creating the space to just make mistakes along the way and hold the space for each other. I mean, that's the biggest thing I'm learning from you is like, hey, it's not always going to be perfect, but we're not going anywhere. Like, that's a big deal. I didn't hear one time saying, or else that's it. Like, if you don't get a job or get off PS3, I'm out.
I might have said that at one point.
More than one point. Let's put it.
Okay.
But anyways, we are coming close to the end of our show. So if today's episode spoke to you, don't go it alone. Book your free consult with one of our expert coaches at chronichealthcollective.com for personalized support. For sure, subscribe to our monthly magazine for expert tips from all 11 coaches, including Leandra here, to elevate your health, your mindset, and of course, our relationships. Catch us live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. CST, or watch past episodes anytime on E360 TV or on our YouTube channel at Chronic Health Collective.
Thank you for tuning in. And thank you, Leandra, for talking with us this week. And we will see you all back here next week.
Thank you. Goodbye now.
All right. Thanks.